Oh, Setlist episode 6 with Kelli Mehan, and I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Dirty bit.
You fucking why did you have to ruin it? We talked about this before. We're not going to do that, and you did it. You're breaking my heart. But yeah, welcome to the Setlist episode 6. We've had 5 other people on here before. We're gonna have a 6th person. That person is going to be Kelli Mehan. And she's had a very fun history in the family community or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like coming on with like miscellaneous and oh god, what was the Discord trivia league name? Movie trivia face off.
What's that one? That's not me.
No,
no.
Wasn't there.
I thought you didn't play movie. For some reason I thought you did.
What?
Oh, dang it.
I'm still somewhat recent, but my main question is which one of you guys is going to do the lift with me? Because we can't here. I've had the time of my life and not do the fucking lift. So there we go. Yay!
Oh,
my dream
webcams.
come true.
Oh, Mr. Producer Man, I haven't heard from you in a while. It's been yeah. But yeah, no, it's you've been a breath of fresh air. Just like with your interest in like the Disney podcast and like your love of games and whatnot, which we may not be getting into later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, let's get into the questions. And for those of you who haven't heard it before, for this show, we give our guests the same 10 questions. So once you hear this episode for the first time, you'll know exactly what we're talking about every episode moving forward. So starting
before you
with
do that, I'm gonna hop off. I'll be backstage.
Oh no! Before we do anything, whoa! There's a banner. There's a banner that we need right now. We are on a certain channel, and we have to do something. We have to blank our.
Telling you to buy our shit.
To buy our shit, yeah.
Buy the shit.
I was wearing my buy our shit muscle shirt at the gym today, and it got quite sweaty.
Well, there's all different new shit on there, so please check it out.
All right, let's go. Question number 1: who is your favorite artist?
I'm wearing the shirt of my favorite artist. I've chosen Post Malone Jukebox. So if you're not familiar with it, it's an act that's started on YouTube, and they do modern pop songs for the most part. So I'd say like 80s onwards in a old time style. So they might take something like a jazz or soul or blues. So they take things like Blank Space by Taylor Swift and make it into like a burlesque number. Or the Single Ladies and make it Fosse style, like something like that. So this has been going since I think around 2013 and has just exposed me to some fantastic music, some great singers, a lot of American Idol favorites. So if you were ever into the American Idols, like I very much was, there's some just really phenomenal singers and the arrangements are just great. They take a song and be like, I never thought I would hear it that way before. So if you enjoy your modern pop music, if you like, I think the tagline is like, if you like Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift, like they are worth checking it out because they just really bring something new and interesting. And they have pumped out so much content. They were going like one a week for years and years and years. So I've seen them tour. My best friend and I, we go like, and we call it PMJ Day. So we've gone about 5 times, and usually we end up being able to get backstage passes as well because this is like our Christmas basically. So being able to meet a lot of people, my idol Melinda Doolittle, I got to meet her, and just it was everything. It was absolutely everything. But artists like Casey Abrams and things like that. Haley Reinhart. I'll put the best video as the starting point is Haley Reinhart and Creep. This is the one. Yes. Creep by Radiohead was always like one of my favorite songs. And so then when I saw this cover, sometimes as music fans, we can get a little, things can be untouchable to us. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't mess with things, and we can get very music and songs can be part of our personality and part of our ethos and things like that. So when people touch it, we feel not violated, but like a little bit like, please don't. But this cover, oh my good gracious, her smoky vocals on this song, the bass, you need to listen to it with your headphones in and hear Adam Kabuta on the double bass, because when she goes into the chorus of Creep, there's this part, and when I've seen him play it live, I just can't stop staring at his double bass going, like, it is amazing. And just when she does the big soaring, she runs notes, it brings the house down. Please check it out. It is by far the most popular video, and for good reason. Brooklyn, you're smiling at me. Do you like Post Malone Jukebox?
Yeah, it's a fucking bop and a half. Holy crap, Haley Reinhart is a phenomenal vocalist. She's really good on a couple of them. Creep, Habits, and Oops, I Did It Again. I think she does a really, really good rendition on. But I love the dedication that these guys have to their brand and just like what they're trying to pump out, because it's so clean, and like even the performances that they do in the video like are very heavily choreographed, and like there's a lot of focus into it, and I love the musicianship that they put in. Yeah. So my favorite of these are when it featured with Puddle's Pity Party.
Yeah.
I am so fucking polarized with this guy, because he sings my favorite Postmodern Jukebox song, All the Small Things, but
nice.
He also does what I think are the two worst Postmodern Royals, which is like just a carbon copy, I think, of the original, and Chandelier, which I just don't think that he's the right voice for that one, unfortunately.
It's also because like that's very early on in the discography, and you're still trying to find where it is. I do agree. I love when they really take a song, All the Small Things, Stressed Out, and Video Killed the Radio Star thing that really pop into my mind of like being rock songs that they really change and mess with the tempo, but somehow just really works. And then they redid Chandelier with Danny Armstrong, and that's a really
they did? Okay.
Recently. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about.
What were the other? There was a John Bon Jovi song that somebody did, and I was like, this is not like you actually
give Love a Bad Name. I don't like that
a lot
one,
better.
That's okay.
Oh no, I like that one.
I don't.
Oh man.
I like a lot of the doo-woppy ones, so I tend to like MMMBop. I like Halo. I like what they did with Halo there, but then they also do a slow down version when they do it live as well. So bit of range. Yeah. So the live is stellar.
The great thing about this group is that you can not only listen to them like digitally or whatever, is that you have all of these performances to go with it. And I think the one that I go to for performance is the all about that bass. But in particular, when they do the forehand bass solo, and I was just like, John, I was like, oh, okay, cool. We're doing funky bass shit. Like tip of the cap to you, sir. Sirs, rather. This is
they did it live in 2016 when I went and saw them. It was everything. It was everything.
But yeah, I can't recommend these guys enough. They're work friendly. You can throw them on at work if you're able to do that. But yeah,
they have a playlist called Vintage While You Work. Awesome. Has every single one of their songs. It goes for like 29 hours or something. It's great.
Shit. All right. Question number 2 is, what is your favorite song to dance to?
Oh, when I read this question, I was like, oh, goddamn. Because I very much said on my last time I was here with Dancing Queen, it's like, I am not a good dancer. I have no rhythm. I cannot dance like no one is watching. That is not me. But I have gone with a 90s classic. Boom, 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 Boom by the Venga Boys.
Boom, boom, I want you in the room.
For that exact reason, because it makes you do that. Like, you can't hear this chorus.
It's 90s dance. It's like you're going a mile a minute.
This is one that like comes on in the car and like I'm jamming out to. I have a playlist on my Spotify called like Morning Dance Jams. So there's like this, Dr. Jones by Aqua, Venga, the Venga Bus is coming as well because I mean more Venga Boys is better. Some S Club 7 in there, just all those late 90s, early 2000s. Oh, did you watch the TV show growing up? Oh,
I did watch the TV show, yeah. Yeah.
So all
Commonwealth
those
Television.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. See, we have a lot of shows in common. Like I think the Canadians and you guys as well are also in terms of like whose line is it anyway? Like we're the biggest fans, it seems to be, of that show.
Yes, because we got the British version and the Western version. Yeah, yes, boom.
Yeah, the Venga Boys is great. When we talk about this song, it's hard for me to not think about the song that they use for the Six Flags theme, and just seeing the old man dancing with it in the commercials. Andrew, you know what I'm talking about. Remember that old man that he'd like slowly creep up and then just like You're muted.
If we could hear you, that would be wonderful.
Andrew, you're muted.
Okay.
Of course. I was just saying, are we talking about this because I look like a younger version of that character? I know. I get it, internet. I've heard it before.
Oof. That's not what I was implying whatsoever. We love you, Andrew. But yeah, just like it captures everything about the genre, like high energy. You don't really have time to stop, and somehow we were just dancing to songs at that speed at a constant time. Like you think about friggin' like One More Time or like I'm Blue. They're like pretty up there in tempo.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is school dance memories to me. Like this must have played at every school disco I went to from like ages of 7 to 12, I think. So
I think it was this, the Cha-Cha Slide, the Cotton Eye Joe, the Macarena, and the slow dance song was Lips of an Angel. Was always Lips of an Angel.
No.
My girl's in the next room.
For me, it's this. Hey Baby. You remember?
Yeah.
By DJ. Yeah. The Hamster Dance.
Oh yes, the Hamster Dance is great. Oh man.
And If You're Getting Down by 5. Those are my biggest like school disco memories. But this one, like, I was driving home with my cousin the other day, and she's only 1 year older than I, so we have like a lot of same pop culture overlap taste. And this came on, and we just like, as soon as it goes, woo, 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 like it's got all those little instrument bits, and it's just so much fun to go off to. So this one, always a happy time.
Nice. All right, favorite song on the current top 500.
Oh, this one took me a really long time. Like, I have the most notes for this one because there's just so much good stuff. So I'm like, some of like what my personal top 500 was definitely on there. I'm looking at like just like Heaven, Heart of Glass, Where's My Mind, Only Have Eyes for You, some Van Morrison with Into the Mystic. I'm going to go with the one that shocked me the most to see it on the list. And I'm going to go with Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy.
Nice.
Very big Fall Out Boy fan. For discography, I was tossing up between them, Panic, Weezer, or Postman Jukebox, but like Postman Jukebox is what I've listened to the most recently. So with Fall Out Boy, I'm leaning very heavy on the early stuff, everything from like Evening Out with Your Girlfriend to Folie à Deux, or maybe the one after. Like
Folie à Deux is great. I might have a Folie à Deux song in my top 500 somewhere. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, my all-time most favorite song is the acoustic version of Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner.
Yeah.
So this being like the song above it, From Under the Cork Tree. From Under the Cork Tree is just one of those very defining albums for myself. Like finding that at 14, 15, it had dropped a year before or something like that. So I was very much part of. Not the scene, because there was no scene in like WA.
Absolutely scene. I have a question for everybody. when we get to it in a second. But yeah, this is like it's a great song. It's a pop punk, like it's on the Mount Rushmore of pop punk or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like this, I Write Sins Not Tragedies, The Black Parade, and Buddy Holly, I guess we would say that fits on the Mount Rushmore.
Good shit.
Yeah.
1000%.
But yeah, so my question for everybody, Andrew, you can get in here as well. I want you to raise your hand if you've ever sent the lyrics of this song to somebody in Messenger and you just went back and forth and just sent the lyrics. Because if you did, you definitely went through a phase.
This was my MSN status at one point, like most definitely.
Oh man, that was the thing to do. You just threw on an emo pop song.
Oh, MSN Messenger just made me feel really old then. When you can still hear the
were you when you go to Minesweeper Flag?
No, not at all. But I did just love like changing all the backgrounds and everything all the time. Like everyone had their customized.
It was great. It was a simpler time.
But this I was very surprised to see it make the list because at the time, this is definitely something I got made fun of for liking. You know, like bullied is a bit too strong a term, but it was still not the most mainstream of mainstream or widely accepted. Like emo was definitely something to be a little bit mocked at the time. So to see it come around and be on a critical list really took me back a little bit, but I'm happy to see it. I think keep owning people's asses for myself, but thank you.
the big thing with it too, though, is that I think Rue was the person that kind of coined this term. But opening lyrics that just get you right away. Am I more than you bargained for yet? I'm just dying to tell you everything you want to hear because that's just who I am this week. Oh God, to be 13 again. But yeah, if we're talking Fall Out Boy, I think I do not have a song from Fall Out Boy. I have a song from Infinity on High. Infinity on High is probably my favorite of their albums. There's a couple in particular. Like This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race, I think is a great song. Thanks for the Memories. But yeah, From Under the Cork Tree. What else is on that one? Oh, Our Lawyer Made Us Change Our Names is a great one.
I still like the normal version of Nobody's Baby in the Corner. Champagne
for My Real Friends.
Real Pain for My Sham Friends.
Yeah. We did a playlist episode for that one. And I think Cameron Holtzman had that pretty high up on his list.
Yes, but there was one song because I've listened to this a few years ago and this is still sticking in my craw, love. I need to bring this up. I need to air my grievances now. There was one song of Take This to Your Grave to Make Someone's List, and I say Take This to My Grave Take This to Your Grave is my second favorite of the album. So that's why I lean really heavy on Dead on Arrival and Saturday and Grand Theft Auto and all those ones. So.
All right, on to question number 4. What was your favorite concert?
Oh, sticking with the emo thing. In February 6th, 7th, or 8th. Oof, it's getting up there. I'm going to say February 6th, 2007. I got to see My Chemical Romance on their Black Parade tour. And it is burned in my brain because this is like a small bar in my city. And I was originally from the country, so I'd flown down to see it.
Oh wow! So this is a small bar show.
Somewhat, we don't have huge bars here. It wasn't a stadium. We went and saw Fall Out Boy later in the year, and that was a stadium show. This was at least a bar show. My cousin, it's all ages because I'm 16 at the time. My cousin took me, and it was awesome because he would stand near the bar and just keep shoving me water, and just keep running through the crowd as I got to stand so close to the stage. This big black curtain there. And you just start hearing the end from the Black Parade. And then as soon as the beat drops, the curtain drops. And there's My Chemical Romance. And if you for someone from a small town to see this band that I've loved for a few years now, since 3 Cheers for Pursuit of Revenge and everything like that, to see them right there, it was Gerard Way with his black pixie cut because I didn't know. I was expecting the blonde because the video for Welcome to the Black Parade had dropped and he was blonde. But he dyed it black by this point. It was just everything. It was my first big major concert. Very defining. Did not disappoint. Yeah, it was
I'm still amazed at having it in that small setting because they like it's so easy to get a crowd riled up. Like, was there a mosh pit at the time?
No,
Or?
not straight mosh pit. Not enough room to mosh or like circle or things like that. Just everyone jumping up and down. But this is all like scene kids of 2007, so like we're not that rowdy. It's just jumping around, you know.
Yeah.
And screaming, lots of screaming.
So this would have been like just after the Black Parade or whatever.
What were the Black Parade and Famous Last Words were the only singles that had dropped so far?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Famous Last Words was a great one. But yeah, was there any cool openers that kind of caught your eye before?
No, I think we only had one band open, and I just can't remember at the time. When we saw Fall Out Boy, Jack's Mannequin opened, and that was the one that I remember the most. That was amazing.
Okay, cool. Nice. I've never heard of that name.
I'm gonna flick you songs.
Okay, cool.
Good shit.
All right, on to question number 5. I think the most interesting answers for this list. What is your favorite music video? And you gave a bunch. Now you didn't do what Rue did. Rue just picked 2 artists, and it was like you can pick any of their music videos. But you picked 3 classics.
Oh, what did I pick? Because I've got a few written down here. I'm gonna start. Hey, okay. Definitely, this is one of my favorite songs of all time, and the music video was a big selling point of it. For like what I would maybe say is the best video, I'm gonna give this as the answer, like my objective opinion. I love the opening of it. I love just the setting of it, really, on that Ed Sullivan sort of thing. That Thing You Do is one of my all-time favorite movies. So when I saw this, like, it very much gives me that when they're playing at the end. So I like when you get the close-ups of all the different band members, just Andre 3000 playing the whole band I love. And any music video that gives you like a dance move that I'm still doing like 20-something plus years later, if I'm still hearing that and I'm doing Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture, like that just makes it the best.
Yeah. So yeah, I completely agree with you with him taking on all of the characters or whatever. And it's very like much a parody of just the Beatlemania and all the like exactly. how it's kind of fitting how they're all different characters, but they're essentially the same person. And it's kind of like like you could pretty well say the same thing with the Beatles. Like all, yeah. But yeah, I'm torn with Hey Ya as a song. I like it. Like it got a lot of radio play like growing up throughout the ages. I think songwriting it's good, but I think it's just kind of wore out its welcome, I guess. Okay. in that it's kind of the music is just almost too simple at times.
What?
I know. Oh, and sorry. The more important thing as well. This is when you're talking about greatest Outcast songs, it's hard to not have Big Boy in one of them. And like it's an incredible Andre 3000 song, but like Big Boy's just not there anywhere.
Yeah, because this is like Love Below, Speaker Box, like everyone's doing their own thing, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, I get it. What else did I say?
You also picked another 90s bop. You picked Barbie Girl. Actually, or all the songs.
Oh, that's all the songs.
I was looking at the Facebook. I was going in chronological order. Why could you not go in chronological order? This is sabotage. Fuck you, Mr. Producer Man.
Another good video. Sabotage. Beastie Boys. Okay, we'll do Barbie Girl. Because I was talking about Boom 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 before, like this is another one that was like school disco classics. This is what, 95, 96, somewhere around there. When I think music videos, I think of what took could be a poppy song and just really pushed it into the mainstream and pushed it into a classic. And I think this video makes it, because we're talking Aqua being Swedish, Scandinavian, one of those countries band being one of those. I'm somewhere near it, I know. To break into like global mainstream sort of thing. What's up?
1997. This song came out.
97.
Oh, and sorry. These guys are they are Danish and Norwegian.
Danish and Norwegian. Yes. So yeah, darling.
I was just gonna say, this music video fits the song title perfectly. And it's just very bubblegum, very bright. And it's great because you have that dichotomy of like the super plastic aesthetic, but then you get like the come on Barbie, let's go party. So it's just weird, like it's weird initially, but it fits so great. I've danced way too many times to this song, and I'll probably keep on dancing to it.
It still goes off.
It's a fun little like time capsule music video, like of the 90s. I think it's up there.
Extremely so. Yeah.
So your third one, which was definitely not up earlier, it's another parody one. Like you're talking about, hey, kind of being a parody. This is the super parody.
Yes. All the small things, Blink-182, like this just got so much music TV. Music channel play because it's hilarious. I remember having like the Blink-182 video collection DVD, and so like this is on it and everything. But of course, parodying I Want It That Way, and the Backstreet Boys and the boy band phenomenon. They just do it so well.
They also did
make great videos.
Yeah, they did Genie in a Bottle.
Yeah, Genie in the Bottle on the beach in the sand and all that sort of thing. But yeah, I think I like when Mark Hoppus is getting like drenched in the water, and it's supposed to be like that super sexy one. It's just someone like watching the tour bus him in front of it. Like that's so good to me. And then now when I watch it, I always think of that meme. It's like, remember when you were a kid and used to sing "Work Sucks, I Know," but we didn't really know. Like that just makes me.
The little thing in between that I love about this music video, and it kind of timestamps it as to where it was, the like the warp transitions into all of the things, because like that was a huge fucking thing to do in the 2000s. They're like, man, we're gonna be cool, we're gonna like warp into it. But yeah, it's like Blink-182 has a bunch of them. Like this would be one where you could just put Blink-182 and you could probably be correct. Like fucking What's My Age Again? The Rock Show.
First date. I like.
Yeah. Oh, what's their other one?
I like Down
I Miss You is okay. Oh, what's the one? It's the three of them.
Always, and it's got Sophie Monk in it, and then with the girl,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah. All right. So on to question number 6. What is your favorite musical? And you have 2.
Did you put this? Am I the first person to bring it up? Did you put this at number 6 for a reason? Because 6 the musical? Was that intentional?
No, not intentional. I was nope. Just the way the cards fell.
Just a happy accident, because that's just toured Australia in December, and I went and saw it twice and listened to the Spotify like non-stop. I really enjoyed that musical a lot. I'm not going to put it.
I think this
Have
was.
you seen it?
No, I think this was on Broadway whenever I was in New York. But I chose to see Book of Mormon instead.
Probably the better choice. I took my partner, and he just sat there and was a bit like, it's fine, but like I took my mum and my cousin, and we're like, this is amazing. Like,
nice.
It was good. So yes, I'm not going to put that one, even though I've been listening to it on Spotify nonstop. I'm going to go with one that I've just loved since childhood, and that's the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay. It's so good.
This one can be like a little polarizing because it's a love letter to B movies and those weird science fiction classics, and just what it's done for the LGBT community, like being part of like the shadow castings and things like that. So I love Over at the Frankenstein Place is my favorite song, which is, I know, a bit of a weird one because most people would just say.
What again? Sorry.
Over at the Frankenstein Place, track 3.
Okay.
At the start with when they're with the paper on their head, when everyone gets the newspaper out in the rain. But it just sort of sums, and science fiction double feature at the start's my close second, because it sums up like it gives me my love of movies. It gives me what it means to be a bit of an outsider. It's like my first exposure to a bit of counterculture because like as a child, like we would do like the time warp. We were talking Macarena Cha-Cha Slide. I think the time warp's sort of up there where like if you put that on, everyone starts doing the dance. Yeah. But then you get Bob's like so transvestite touch me, which there are definitely scenes in this movie and the musical that I did not realize what was happening when I was a child. Then you watch later as an adult and be like, oh, that.
This is a very sex positive movie.
Yes,
Mr. Producer Man, get the banner. Yeah. I watched this movie.
That was a bit of anticipation.
I had discovered of Rocky Horror Picture Show's existence through Glee. They did some okay.
Oh no! Oh wait, I'm so sorry. No, wait, that took me out. That took me out. I'm sorry.
Did I break your heart?
My toast just nearly came up.
Oh no.
Okay. No, go for it.
No. So yeah, I discovered it through there. And then I watched it for the first time, start to finish. This Halloween, and it's great. It's so good. Tim Curry is fucking awesome in it. He is this movie, and I just want to be a part of that world. My favorite song, I think, would still be. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Time Warp. I think it's still Time Warp, but Hopatootie was great. Like Meatloaf being in there for a second. Touch It, Touch Me hits so much different now as an adult, especially as what it's about. But yeah, this is a raunchy. It's very fun. It's very comfortable. Like you're right how it kind of made some progression like in the LGBTQ world, and just like it makes you feel okay to feel the way that you feel, and sometimes you need to hear that. But yeah, it's great. But also, I want to get into your other pick because I actually watched this. I watched this for the show. Yeah.
Yeah, so my other pick. So I've grown up with Rocky Horror. That's one like I can listen to. This, I think the other thing for me with Rocky Horror, just my last point, is that's one like we have the record for, and I can listen to that start to finish and not feel like I want to skip anything. And there's not a lot of actually musical albums in general I feel that way about. So I think that's another reason that's one of my like core favorites. Yeah. I think there's like no misses in the soundtrack.
You could purely just listen. You could just listen to the album and be fine. Like, which is what I did for so long.
My second choice. I'm going to kick it back with an old Hollywood classic, and it would be Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain is one I wish I had seen earlier. Like, I treat this as if I'd been seeing it since I was a child because I grew up like with Sound of Music and things like that, which was my other really close pick. But I didn't see this until maybe 10 years ago, so like early 20s, things like that. And it was just one of those moments, as I said, like, why have I not been watching this my whole life? I think it is just a absolutely delightful movie, start to finish, no misses in it. I love the Broadway numbers. Gene Kelly's dancing is amazing. Donald O'Connor with that backflip and make him laugh. Like, I don't get sick of watching. You can do like the little clips of everything of the songs, and it stands as its own like little music video. Like, it's so rewatchable. Of course, the big Singing in the Rain moment, Debbie Reynolds. I like the all I do the whole night through was dream of you, like the little Charleston moves, because obviously with the Postman Jukebox, this is set in the 1920s. That's very much a time period I enjoy watching content about. So I think I didn't realize that these were all pre-written songs. They weren't written for the movie. They've based the musical numbers for the movie. And I just find that so fascinating that they're able to slot all those different things in and make this coherent story. And again, a bit of a love letter to both my musicals, a love letter to cinema in different ways. This is about silent movies transitioning to sound, and I just think I like anything in that Hollywood sphere. So, Singing in the Rain, classic, and the Broadway version of it, amazing too. Yeah.
So I would really like to see the Broadway version of this. I think that would be really cool. I like this movie. I really like the grandeur of it and like the big shots and like especially like when they have that long cascading take and it's like the big white bow or whatever. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Is Donovan O'Connor, the guy who plays Cosmo?
Yes.
Yeah, Cosmos is the best. Is my favorite part.
He's the best character.
What are you?
Yeah, he's
Andrew,
great.
What are you doing, Andrew? No, you popped in. You popped in here. I feel like you want to say something.
All right, we're getting rid of Brooklyn because I want to talk about this movie as well.
Hell yeah!
This is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yes,
you are absolutely right about all the music in this. Gene Kelly's dancing, incredible. Donald O'Connor, the make 'em laugh scene, amazing. Good Morning is such an underrated little number. But yeah, the fact that they were able to like shoehorn in all these pre-existing songs and make them sound like it's their own music.
A coherent musical, yeah.
Beautiful. Kelly, I want to tell you that you made an absolutely phenomenal choice with this one. I'm proud of you. I guess we'll bring Brooklyn back in here.
Why? I mean, I appreciate the gift. That was nice. Yeah. This is a good movie, but I was looking at the reviews for it, and everybody has it at like 4.5, 5 stars, and I just don't. I don't see. I don't see how it's. I have a hard time. Yeah, I know. I'm much like I think
I'm tolerant of
Kirk,
other people's opinions. Go.
Yeah, I think Kirk and Paul might have it like the same rating as me, maybe a little bit lower. But
nope, we're not gonna let Brooklyn finish with his thought there. Fine, get back.
So yeah.
What are your core issues with it?
It hasn't aged the greatest. There's a couple of yikes lines in it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it also comes down to I appreciate and respect the dance scenes.
Yep.
They're really good, but they can kind of blend together from time to time. I think what you and Andrew were saying earlier, I agree with that. How they were able to take these songs like "Good Morning, Good Morning," I think is one of the greatest uses of it. You were talking earlier about these like love letters to cinema, and I found as I was watching this movie and how it kind of commentates about actors and whatnot, I found myself separating from it, where it's just like I don't understand. Like I feel like you have to be like. I think it just comes from me not loving movies as much as like everybody else is. Like I think Robert Meyer Burnett has this as his favorite movie. And I was thinking about that the whole time, and it's like, all right, well, I understand that because like he's in LA, like he's in the movie, so like this is I completely understand why somebody has this. But I also love the influence that this has made over the years. Like Cosmo, the character, that's definitely it's like. Fairly Odd Parents definitely took reference out of that. The fucking Lena
Lamont.
Her voice. That's Harley Quinn. Like, that's absolutely Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah.
And there was definitely a Japanese. There was definitely a Japanese executive, probably Shigeru Miyamoto, that watched Singing in the Rain. It was like, Zelda. I kind of like that name. We're gonna keep that. Probably for something.
Okay. Hey.
But yeah, it's cool. Not my complete cup of tea, but I respect it.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay, and now to table the turns. Question number 7: what is your most overrated act?
Okay, I don't know how it's taken nowadays because I don't hear people talk like our contemporaries talk about this act as much. This is definitely one that growing up, I think like was of my parents' generation and more critically lauded before. So I'm going to choose Pink Floyd.
How dare you?
I know. As personal taste, I am so on prog rock and experimental music and things like that. So I'm not a lover of the long songs. I've come on many times and said I'm a radio edit basic bitch. Like, that's okay. I like a few songs. I definitely love Wish You Were Here. I like Money. I like things like that. I do not like Another Brick in the Wall as a song. I just do. Yeah, I know. I do not like it. I've heard many a cover act just butcher this, and it's just killed
That is
enjoyment of
absolutely
it.
fair. Covers can kill. Like that. This should be a shirt. Covers can kill a song.
Yeah. I respect Dark Side of the Moon for what it's done for music and its charting history and things like that. But that's why I would say overrated for myself, because there's only a few songs I can pick out that I really can attach myself with.
Yeah. I can understand. My dad's side of the family would actually completely agree with you. Anytime that I've tried to bring up Pink Floyd in conversation, they're like, yeah, just they weren't really for me. The longer songs are definitely divisive. They can definitely they can be hard to digest at times. And they definitely take a while. Like when we were doing 8-minute epics, I threw on a live version of Comfortably Numb. And it just like I did like the pacing and the guitar solos and that. But these guys will definitely they'll definitely throw themselves out there with like some of their beat takes. I couldn't name one of the songs, but it'd be in the same like Shine On You Crazy Diamond is definitely out there at times. Rush or Run, I think it's called, is definitely
that's a different
band.
Got
him. No. But they yeah.
Got him.
I gotta find this now. What's it called? Or is it called Run? I Run Like Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, The Wall. I mean, The Wall's really cool. But I could definitely see, because like they have a bunch of more albums. And I'm sure there's some junk in there. But yeah, I think what keeps it coming back for me is like the bass line as well. Or the bass lines, and in particular, Money is a really good one. Another Brick in the Wall, I think, just has a nice little groove to it, and especially if you do parts 1 and 2, I think like having part 1 there first kind of gets you amped up for it, and maybe sets you in the tone, not having to like remember original ones. That song for me is Jolene. Like I've heard so many terrible covers of Jolene that it's like the original is just like, okay, nobody touched this. You can't touch this anymore.
Yeah. As you said, everyone has those.
Yeah. All right. On to question number 8. The one I'm going to tickle my fingers about. What is your favorite score?
I'm going to pick the score. Can I do the cheat with just the composer and the studio, because it's kind of a
I would absolutely allow that.
Okay. The singular piece of music I'm going to single out is Merry-Go-Round of Life from Howl's Moving Castle. So I guess I'm just going to pick Howl's Moving. Hey! That's an ace better. Yes, this just might be my most favorite piece of music I've ever heard. Like, this is my comfort piece. This is just gives me the feels, gives me the chills, just is everything to me. But why I'm saying can I pick the composers, because Joe Hisaishi for Studio Ghibli, especially on the works with Miyazaki, I listen to these compilations on YouTube just all the time. Just like Studio Ghibli compilations is just phenomenal. So I think the better all-round score might come from Spirited Away, because Merry-Go-Round of Life and Howl's Moving Castle, I think, is just the key piece. And you're hearing it's your callback piece, because it's almost your love theme for Sophie and Howl. So you're hearing it a lot. Whereas Spirited Away has The Sixth Station and One Summer Day and pieces like that. So I think it's got the overall better score. But then A Town with an Ocean View from Kiki's Delivery Service, Carrying You from Castle. You're waiting for me to say it. from Leopard Dog. Carrying You is probably the piece, one of the more well-known pieces as well. So absolutely, this is just the composer that lives rent-free in my heart, I think. So absolutely.
Yeah, I fucking love Joe Hisaishi. Like whenever I was kind of preparing notes for it, it's like, oh yeah, like he has a like. This is definitely in the realm of all the other ones of like Princess Mononoke, like Spirited Away, and it's like, oh yeah, like he does all of them. Like he's kind of
he's the John
kind
Williams,
of the king.
the Spielberg.
Yeah,
like it's
no, he is. He absolutely is. And I would actually, so I want to elaborate kind of on that because my favorite of the Studio Ghibli ones is Ponyo. I found Ponyo's score.
Oh, nice.
Really did a good job. And especially like when you compare like John Williams to like Steven Spielberg or whatever, and like that movie in particular is very much about like this new creature and trying to figure out what it's about, and a lot of that movie is kind of observing the creature and just like being amazed at its at what it is. And I think he captures a really good job of getting that emotion through. Sometimes it's very grand in what he can do. I understand why you picked Howl's Moving Castle as your favorite score, because I threw it on again for a bit before we came on. And a lot of this score gives like a lot of Mario Galaxy vibes. And just like fantastical,
Galaxy vibes, yeah.
No, it's very spectacle, I guess, and like kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Dreamy eyed, I guess, or whatever. And especially and like there's kind of a parallel to that with like how the castle moves and how it goes along, and just all the power that it has. Also, this movie, I would argue, has the most stacked cast and voice acting.
Insane. Yeah.
It's Christian Bale, Billy Crystal, and then Cloris Leachman.
No, as it's Gene Simmons as the So were you gonna say that?
Yeah, it's Gene Simmons, Blythe Danner, Lauren Bacall, Josh Hutcherson.
Josh Hutcherson, the young Sophie is the lady from the newsroom. Starts
Emily
with M.
something or other.
Emily Mortimer, something like that.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
This is why we have people, you guys like you here, because I wouldn't know that.
But Billy Crystal Calcifer, so top tier, love it.
Yeah. Actually, Andrew, come back in here. Because
what?
Yeah, Andrew, because we were talking about this movie earlier.
Oh, really?
What did you think about this movie?
The movie itself or the score?
Both, I guess, one or the other. Just, I was curious as to your thoughts on this.
Well, I just watched it for the first time today.
Okay.
The score is fantastic.
Okay.
I love the score. The score for like almost all of the Ghibli films that I've seen are amazing. Out of the Ghibli films I've seen, though, this is my least favorite. I don't think it's bad. It's very, very good. I like it a lot. It's just my least favorite of the ones that I've seen.
Very diplomatic. That's fair.
And with that, I think I'm just going to...
Don't make me ask you to kick your own ass, so yes.
Yeah. If you've never seen the Studio Ghibli movies, you go watch them. I know they're like, I think Cody and like Tim, but more so Cody, really they're not movies for them. The other one we didn't talk about, Princess Mononoke.
Totoro.
I think is it.
I was gonna say Totoro.
Totoro, yeah.
Wind has like other really good score pieces.
Yeah, that one definitely gets gets kind of like the fear and the kind of the violence of like the creature that's coming forth in that movie. And I think Studio Ghibli in general just does a good job of throwing in like just a dash of horror in their movies.
Yeah.
Okay, on to question number 9. What is your favorite soundtrack?
It has already been alluded to this episode. It has already been, what's the word? Easter eggs. I think the best soundtrack is Dirty Dancing. So this is like another childhood favorite, just one I've grown up with. I love the 60s music that they chose to put in this film. It captures the time and the period and what's happening. So I like the fact that it starts with Be My Baby and you just get that wall of sound straight away. Amazing. So that's one of those intros that like hooks me from the get-go. As soon as like I put this on and start watching, I'm like, yeah, I'm in it, because it just transports you there. Do You Love Me? I like. Cry to Me, and then you even get like the 80s-ness with Hungry Eyes and I've Had the Time of My Life. You get the Frankie Valli with Big Girls Don't Cry. Like, it's a good sample platter of the 60s. You got that pop, and then you've got the soul, and then the songs they added to it with the 80s-ness as well. So I think I just love it.
So of the songs that you mentioned, do you love me song? I was actually talking to Andrew about this song earlier. This song is kind of simple and like really simple, and like for call and answer songs, it's like mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. Do twist. Do you like it like this? Like it's I don't know. It makes me want to listen to other songs. But you're right that there's other.
That's one of the greatest songs of all time. Let's calm down.
Oh, sorry. That and under the boardwalk. Under the boardwalk also makes me want to listen to other songs.
Don't make me pull it one more time. I've already used it too much.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. But the great songs on this soundtrack: Be My Baby,
yes,
Love Man, Otis Redding, Wipeout, Hungry Eyes, incredible 80s song.
Yeah.
Will You Love Me Tomorrow is also an incredible.
I forgot that was on there. Yeah.
Fucking Patrick Swayze does an okay song.
Oh, she's like the wind.
It's completely serviceable.
Right.
Like you never would have guessed that Patrick Swayze has a voice.
But no, I think I've Had the Time of My Life is obviously like the one.
It is the one. Yeah.
It is the one. And another Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner reference.
Yeah. I love whenever Family Guy uses that in their Star Wars parody. I forget if it's in Blue Harvest or in something Dark Side. But it's Herbert singing it to Chris.
Sorry, I always loved going something dark side. Something complete. I just started doing it for a reason and it cracked. That's when I start laughing at myself.
Side. So Seth MacFarlane has done great with Emperor Palpatine in general. Like whenever he was on with Robot Chicken. Palpatines. What do you mean they blew up the Death Star? All right, I keep saying my favorite question, but number 10, I think this is the one we were alluding to earlier. What is your favorite song to perform?
I cannot sing. It is not a gift I was born with. I am not super musically talented either. I've been playing piano since I was like 5, but what I struggle with piano always is that I'm not great of doing the 2 hands at the same time. So when I play piano, I need something that's got just chords on the left so that I can like run with the right. But it's the reason that I ended up really liking the violin later in life, because being a left-handed as well, you can just do the strings there, and then you're right, just about bow and elbow placement. So
it's what I love
same
about
with guitar.
love a guitar. Like I find that can
Yeah.
move around a lot more because of left-handed dominance.
Yeah, exactly. So when I'm playing piano, I just can't do the in-between notes. Like I can't have this hand going off and doing one thing and this still like, and it all making sense. So just something where I can just bang and run. So my favorite music to play hands down is pieces from Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda with Koji Kondo are just the best video game music you're ever going to hear. With Kingdom
Andrew,
Hearts,
get the GIF in particular for this one, the Springsteen one.
You're damn right it is.
Yeah, this song is so fucking cool. Sorry, go on.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'm going to play. I like to play Astral Observatory. I love pieces from the 64 games. So Ocarina of Time is my most favorite game. But I love the music from Majora's Mask. I know people love Majora's Mask a lot, and I do, but as someone with like anxiety, it freaks me out. Like with the 3-day timer and having to wind it back all the time. So I find myself like when I want to play that game, I just throw in a guide and I just follow. Like I am someone who is for walkthroughs and guides. Like I'm an only child with not a lot of friends groups and things like that. So if I have to do it myself, like guides is a-okay with me. So I'll follow a guide for Zelda. But this piece comes up so early because it's in the observatory. I was like, what's the word? It's in the observatory when you see the tear of the moon falling and things like that. I just always thought this is just one of the most mesmerizing pieces of music. And what's good about it is that it loops and tracks just so absolutely beautifully. So it's got this intro that runs in, very similar to Howl's Moving Castle Merry-Go-Round of Life, the do, like very similar to that. But because it's got that sweeping intro, you can just end up looping it all the time. So this is one that I've just taught myself to play. It's got nice big chords that I can do on that side. And it's always my warm-up piece, things like that. And it's one of the few pieces of music because I can't hear music by ear. I have like no tone or things like that. I'm like I can't hear a note and know what note that is, like things like that. Or I can't hear a piece of music and pick it and play by ear. Not talented that way. My dad and I have always been like, we need notes. And even on my piano notes, like I'm still scribbling on that. But this is one that I just love to play because it's the only time I feel the music flowing through me in the sense that my hands move without me having to think about the notes or look at the music. So this is
I love when that happens with a song because you feel so like, yeah, there's a couple of songs I can do that with, like, and just close my eyes and like know exactly where I am. But this song is great, and it's led me to a pretty like, I think this is a pretty standard and a pretty fair observation about Nintendo in general. I think Legend of Zelda is the best music in terms of just overall quality. Mario, you could say, is a little more easier of a listen, or it's more pop friendly. But this and Legend of Zelda in particular does a really good job of just holding the tone, I guess, of that game, and especially Majora's Mask in particular gets pretty fucking dark.
It's a more solemn. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And Andrew is going to get really mad at me because I'm going to get into a little music theory in this. I love the way it transitions from minor to major. It does some similar chord arrangements. What I really like about them is that they take their time to like sustain or resolve. And what I mean by that is that like in a regular C chord, there's like C, E, and G. But if you were to play if you're to play like a C7th, you would add in like the B flat, I guess, or whatever, or you would add something to just kind of make it different, but it helps you transition into the next song, or not into the next song, into the next chord. And I really like that. Also, it fits the adventure genre quite well in terms of like I like you get almost inspired to kind of keep going. Whereas like with the Mario ones, it's more so about having fun. But this one is like it's so narrative driven, which is why people like want to see a movie or a series about this because there's so much that you could explore with this. But yeah, I'll bring in Andrew one last time. Andrew, have you played any of these games? Yeah.
I have played 4 Swords, and that's it.
Okay. I watched my brother play Twilight Princess. I played the DS games. I played Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. Those were great. And then I tried to start oh my god, the SNES one, Legend of Zelda.
Link to the Past.
Link to the Past. Yeah, I tried that one a couple times because I've just seen so many cool things about it. These games are incredible to watch speedruns of. A Link to the Past randomizers. Actually, as we're recording this, Awesome Games Done Quickly actually just happened this last weekend. So it's like a week-long stream of like different speedruns. And I think they did a Majora's Mask 100% run.
Oh, cool.
Oh, or it was a Majora's Mask in particular with some specificity to it.
The other thing, what I think Zelda does really well is bringing music to be a part of their games. So, like, especially with Ocarina of Time, you played the ocarina. So then when you played, like, upright, left up, like, you know, so then that translates to piano. Exactly. You've got catchy little tunes.
Have you heard the metal covers of some of those themes?
A few, yeah.
Like, yeah, I forget the name of the one, but it's like the yeah. There's a really good metal version of that one. It's like yeah. But that is going to end the official list, I guess, for today. There's always 2 questions that I end off with, I guess. The first one is, who are you listening to right now, or who would you want people to listen to or to check out? And who are some other people that you like to see on the show?
Well, if you haven't, please check out Postmodern Jukebox. Like, that is just like that is the majority of what I'm listening to a lot of the time because, as I said, there's just so much content. So I really, really love that. Lately, I've also just been on video game soundtrack kicks. So a lot of the Persona music, like my Spotify Wrapped was just all Persona music. And P3P comes out again, like they're doing the re-release. I'm very excited for that. People on the show. Oh no, Jake's been on. I was gonna say. Has Nazario been on yet? I'd be interested to see.
Nazario has not been on yet, but I feel like Nazario would be a fun time.
Because you're gonna get some Pearl Jam, I think. Like you go, if he doesn't pick Panama for something, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, like with favorite score, you're probably. I'm not sure which Tim Burton one he'd go with.
Beetlejuice, maybe. Batman, maybe. Don't know.
All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say. No. I always have such a blast over here with you guys. Like, thank you so much for having me on. It always just makes my morning getting to chat music and stuff with you guys. It's just the most fun time.
Nice. I'm glad we could be a part of that. Andrew, might as well pop in for the end here. So thank you, Kelly, for coming on. Andrew, next time we'll have on another guest. We'll ask them the same 10 questions, and I think we'll keep doing that.
Sounds good to me.
Tune in next time, guys. Cheers, and as always, drive safely.